All right, let's see if Turtle Rider's coming in here. Come on, Fupa computer. Don't start with this shit. Are we live? Let's see.
I see it.
Oh, we are live? Okay, cool. Give me 1 sec, and then...
There's 4 people.
Cool. People are coming in. Let's get this party started.
Live chat. All messages visible. Get the share shit out of the way right quick.
Come on. See if the Fupa computer's working. The Fupa Wi-Fi. Let's see. Awesome. This is an awesome start. Awesome start we have here. All right. I don't even give a shit. If people are rolling in, I won't even do the freaking intro song. I gotta be quiet.
Fucking intro.
Are we even live? I don't see nothing on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, it was just it.
Let's see.
Hold on. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There it is. Okay, all right. We got a good crowd. Okay.
You live broadcasting from the barn. Blah blah blah.
All right. So fuck it. I'm not even doing this. All right. So, all right, Turtle Riders, what's up? Let me go ahead and share this over on Philip V. Prentice. 1 second. I can see you now. It was just taking a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to call this episode Hadassah Live. Because basically what this is. We got a lot of Hadassah talk tonight.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Let's talk abortion, somebody says. All right.
Sure.
Yeah, right. All right. Let's see. All right. Edit video. Thank you guys for your patience right now. I'll explain what's happening in a moment. Hadassah Live. And let's see. Did it save? I'll explain all your questions in a minute. The shoulder's good, Courtney. Thanks for asking. I got a cortisone shot. Brett, you ever had a cortisone shot before?
No.
I don't understand how it works, but it just magically fixes everything. I don't understand how it works, but it just does. So I'm not complaining. Let's see.
No, I've never done nothing to like muscles or tears or none of that kind of shit. Just broken bones and kidney stones too, but they give me morphine for that shit.
Oh, yeah. Kidney stones ain't fun at all. All right. Come on, Fupa computer.
So, is Kerry here yet? I got yelled at. You didn't acknowledge me last week. So Kerry, see? And then the bitch ain't even here. See that?
Who, Kerry?
That's that bullshit.
All right. Yeah. All right, folks. So we're going to skip the intro tonight. Get started right away. How we like to start off every episode. And just a reminder, this episode is brought to you. Actually, I'll do that after. We like to start every episode off with a little, where you reppin'? So let us know in the comments right now. And by the way, I just shared this on the Philip V. Prentice page. You know, a lot of people out there probably follow Clarence Woods Emerson. He is suspended for 30 days. I don't know what happened. It was a miracle. It lasted like 6 months. It's never gone that long before. We were due for a suspension. We finally got it. So right now we're using the Philip V. Prentice page, which is like a loner page, but it's got like, I don't know, 5,000 something followers and a couple thousand friends maybe. So follow that if you're already following Clarence and spread the word. Turtle Boy lives. We also have the Terrence Colley page if this one goes down. And then we have the Tommy B. Ryder page if that one goes down. So we got 4 pages. All right. Anyway, let us know in the comments right now. Where are you repping from? Where are you repping the Turtle Boy Live program from as we speak? Let's see what people are saying.
Andover, Kansas, Denver, Colorado, Charleston, South Carolina.
Let's see. Worcester, Weymouth, Gardner, Dorchester, Taunton, Worcester, Mendon, Andover, Abington, East Hampton, Connecticut, East Somerville, Merrimack, Charleston, South Carolina. Is that a new one, Brett? Have you seen that one before?
I think maybe last week or the week before we might have. I don't know. It gets bigger and bigger. All kind of states.
That's what she says. Foxborough. Let's see. Holbrook, Savin Hill. What else we got here? Central Mass. Very specific. Whitensville's in the house. Andover, Kansas. That's definitely a new one. Definitely Andover, Kansas.
Illinois.
Denver's a new one. Let's see. Coventry. We've definitely had Illinois. Those are the Cadena people, Brett. The Illinois Turtle Riders. Those are
right.
Bristol brought those ones in with Cadena. Let's see.
What about Lake George, New York?
That's a new. Sounds like someone's on vacation there. Worcester, West Bridgewater, another Whitensville. I'm glad to see people actually watching this on vacation. That's great. Rhode Island, Milford, St. Louis. Okay, good. We got one Milford. That's good. Let's see.
Right.
Lexington, Dover, another Milford. Okay, good. Sturbridge, Louisiana Purchased Territorial Lands. That's very specific. Woonsocket, Falmouth, Marsh Vegas, Weymouth, Bloomington, Illinois, Paxton, Whitensville. Jeez, a lot of Whitensvilles in the house, huh? West Warwick. Savin Hill. Where the hell is Savin Hill?
Dorchester, fool.
That's part of Dorchester?
Right near Fields Corner.
I don't fucking
Dorchester,
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I go to Boston, Brett,
it's a neighborhood. It's not a... It's a neighborhood.
I didn't even know that those parts of Boston existed, like, ever. You know, when you go to Boston as a kid, you literally just go on the Pike and you get off at fucking Copley or Prudential Center, and then that's it. You're in that area. Nobody goes to where people actually live, right? Nobody's going to Dorchester, Mattapan. The first time I ever saw those places was driving through them on a bone ride a few years ago. Feeling?
Right. Well, no, back in the 80s, we used to go up to Dorchester, right up near Savin Hill, near Fields Corner, and we used to go to a place in Roxbury to get coke and weed.
Oh, I bet you did, yeah. Good place to get it.
I've been to both of them. It's like 1986 or something.
Yeah. All right, so just a reminder, guys, this episode is brought to you by our good friends over at Garage Doors Plus in Quincy. All right, if you are in need of a garage update, right? If you have one of those garage doors that's old, rickety, you need to get out of your car to manually open it, it's time to get with the times, folks. Call our friends up at Garage Doors Plus in Quincy. You can find them online at gdplus.com, right? They've been doing quality craftsmanship all over the South Coast, North Shore, Central Mass, Western Mass, Connecticut, Rhode Island, doesn't matter. They'll go anywhere except for Coleraine, pretty much. So give them a call, right? And they'll come over that day. They'll give you a price that is so fair, it will blow your doors off. You're probably going to hire them on the spot. They're going to install it that day, and you're going to get a nice little button, right? You put it on top of your little, sun visor there. Press it, garage door goes up. Press it, garage door goes down. It's going to change your life forever. I promise you. Garage Doors Plus in Quincy. All right, so with that out of the way, I do have to tell you guys right now, I got a situation going on. So this is like, I didn't think I was going to be able to do this tonight, but fuck it, I did it anyway. Just because I really wanted to see you guys and talk to you people about this. So I got, the missus is away right now. And I got the two crotch fruits here, right? And one of them, the bigger one, she goes down. She doesn't nap, so she just goes down, right? And it's time. The little one, I wasn't with them all day. He was at grandma's house. He took like a late nap, right? When you find out your kid freaking napped till 6 o'clock, it's like, fuck. Now he's going to be up all night. So I tried it took him a long time to get to bed, right? So he's up there right now. I just got him to go to bed. And he's the kind of kid that wakes up after like on the dot, like 10:30 to 11:30, some point in there, and just wakes up and he starts doing this thing, right? Like sitting up crying, like he's like not even awake, but he's just fucking crying. And you're like, I literally just have to go up there and lie with him for a couple minutes, and then he'll go back down. I promise. All right. So if and when that happens, Brett's in charge, right? And you guys can talk amongst yourselves. And I'll be right back. That's when things get interesting, basically. Right, Brett?
Yeah, we're going to tell all kind of fucked up stories from the 80s. If you leave, I'm saying some crazy shit.
Yeah. All right. So.
Easy like that. I'm high as fuck.
I bet you are. Yeah. So the big story this week, obviously, is the Gan Rivka Center, right? And I kind of want to relive it in this episode. We don't have much other on the agenda. I really just wanted to talk about this story, and we could talk about some other shit if you want. But this was obviously the biggest story of the week. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have been following it. Brett, what are your initial thoughts about this story? I want to hear your thoughts first.
It's just the more, like after, this is one of the few, I was telling you this earlier before the show. My wife really doesn't do the turtle stuff or Facebook or any of that, but once in a great while, one of these comes along, and this one was the latest, where I go, just read it. It's not just insult and stuff, it's this piece of shit fucking preying off of fucking homeless broads.
Yeah.
She read the first one. She was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
And as it got worse and worse, my wife's the nicest person on the planet, and she would hand me back my phone and go, "What a fucking cunt." I was like, "I'm telling you."
She speaks like that. She says, "What a fucking cunt."
I can't wait.
You've trained her well. All right, so here's a little background. So I understand maybe some of you haven't been following this. Let me give you the TLDR, what's going on here, right? So there's this homeless shelter in Milford called the Gan Rivka Center. A lot of people didn't even know it existed who have lived in Milford for quite some time, right? Until recently, maybe the last couple years, they've been kind of like dry begging for free stuff, right? Handouts. They've gotten media coverage out of it. They've gotten, she's been posting a lot on social media, right? And they've had other people go to bat for her, particularly the Montgomery Lodge, which is this organization for Masons in Milford, which I might add, like anybody we mention outside of her in this is not a bad person. They're a victim, actually. It's like the exact opposite.
Yeah, you got caught up.
Right, exactly.
Got caught up with a fucking manipulating scam artist.
And so I understand some people might be like, this is embarrassing for them. This is humiliating. This is whatever. It's like, and I don't doubt that, but it's like, it's impossible to tell the story without telling the story, right? So like that part of it, if we want to expose this woman, then you have no choice but to expose how people were victimized by that, and that is what has happened here. Okay, so people started, telling us about this. And it sounds good on paper, right? Because it's like she calls it the only shelter in the country that takes in pets, right? And you have any thoughts on that, Brett? Do you think like shelter? What do you think about what's up?
It's bullshit, isn't there a few other ones in the country that let homeless people keep their pets?
Yes. So first of all, it's factually inaccurate. That's correct. But I was wondering more. What do you think of the idea of homeless people with pets?
It sucks because if, like, say it is a legitimate, say a fire thing or something, anything like that, to where it's you and your dog or cat or whatever, it sucks that you might have to get rid of it. But if you're in the position to where you're in a shelter, then probably worried about a pet's well-being isn't top of the fucking priorities. And I love my fucking pets. So I'm not, it would suck, but okay, what am I going to do? Have this fucking dog, or I don't know, find a place to live? Yeah,
and that's what it comes. And so basically, her whole premise is like we keep them together, whatever. All right. So I have my own thoughts on that, but that's for another day, if you will. So anyway,
someone in the comments said, "Eat the pets."
They could. That's true. Well, you can't. You can't at Hadassah's, Brett, because it's a vegan shelter, and that's another thing we're gonna get to here. There's so many facets.
You could do that in the woods the night before you go in there.
You can what? Eat the
pets in the woods before you go there.
Well, then if you don't have a pet, Brett, then you can go to a real shelter. The whole purpose of this one is you bring your pet with you, and your pet can stay there, and that's the scam, right? Is that like? I mean, think about that. You bring up a good point in that, like, if you want to stay with your pet, you're already vulnerable as it is, right? And so she's got you by the balls now because she's the only game in town. There are other ones, but there aren't that many, right? So anyway, this chick's been doing this for years, and she's been getting all these people to come forward and offer help and stuff like that. And this came to my attention for two main reasons in the last month or two, right? First, in June, which we have not even blogged about yet, it's coming in part 6, right? And that is, there was this incident in which Hadassah starts posting in June that her adult daughter Cassandra, is just missing. They can't find her. She's just missing. We don't know where she is. The whole thing makes no sense because she's literally in her 30s. And there's no police reports, right? I don't even know if Hadassah called the police, whatever. So people share it. Like you see a missing person thing and like everybody freaking shares it, right? Which
I fucking hate that.
I hate it too unless they're like, special needs. Like there was
if it's some old person, a handicapped person,
Alzheimer's,
or a little kid, fine.
Right.
But these, hey, find my 28-year-old for me bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it's like, how about they just don't love you? How about that? You ever think about that?
They don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they're just mad at you and, fuck off. Maybe just keep your private information to yourself. So anyway, she makes everybody freak out about this, and it made no sense. Right? And so I have, and this is kind of a preview into the next blog, but I found out, through talking to some people, interviewing people, that essentially a private investigator contacted her and was like, I'll help you out. We can do this, we can do that, we can do that. And Hadassah goes, no, they know where she's at now. She's in this hospital. And the police found her, and she was drunk, and they brought her in there, and her car's there. And it's like, wait a minute. Her car's there? How'd her car get there? I thought the police found her somewhere and took her there. How'd her car get there? That didn't make any sense at all, right? And Hadassah wouldn't say what hospital she was at. Like, it was so shady. And and a lot of people started being like, what the hell's going on here with this? What's going on with this lady? Well, next thing you know, right, it turns out that was the exact weekend that her shop, her restaurant, the Bread Bowl Cafe, was changing names to the Karma Cafe. And a lot of people think that this whole thing about my kid is missing was literally just a way to draw attention to herself to promote her new business, right? And I mean, there's no way to prove that that's her motive, but once you look at the whole package here, you can develop your own opinion about that. All right, and I certainly have mine, and I definitely agree with most people that this seems like a promotional thing. It's an interesting promotional thing, Brett. I mean, that's one way to promote your business, huh? My 32-year-old kid is missing?
Yeah, that's par for the course for this fucking lunatic.
Yes, very much so. Yeah.
Like, when you go through all of it, that's like, yeah, okay. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Now, I
think there's other shit. There's so many parts of this to talk about.
I don't even know.
Just that cafe with the chairs pointed and this weird, creepy relationship she has with, what word did you use? Infantilizes.
Infantilizes. Big boy words.
This is such a wormhole.
Yes.
Yes. Rabbit hole.
Yeah. So, anyway, this whole thing's going on, right? And, that was kind of one thing that came on our wire. I never blogged about it. Some people contacted me about it. I'm like, that's too weird. I don't give a shit, whatever. And then in late July, right, maybe July 20-something, it comes to our attention again. Okay, now she is posting that she's blaming Eversource or the town of Milford or something because they're doing construction outside of her business. And as a result, she's getting all these people that want to come in and eat there and do this and that, but they can't get there because there's construction outside. Now, you see the pictures of the next day, there's no construction there. It was literally just one, and so a lot of people thought that, like, this is yet, and when she shared it, right, when she posted that, she shared a $5,000 GoFundMe for the Gann Rivka Center, right, which we'll get to in a moment. We haven't even gotten to that yet. So that is what brought to our attention, because I'm like, $5,000 GoFundMe for this freaking so your restaurant has construction outside of it and you need a $5,000 GoFundMe? You're saying that you were going to make $5,000 worth of business in one day? Are you kidding me? That's fucking crazy. You must, I mean, what is this? The freaking 111 Chop House? Like, you're $5,000? Give me a break, So anyway.
The 111 Flop House.
Right, yeah. So, like, I start looking into this, right? And I start talking to all these Milford people, and everybody wants to talk about it. It's like people have been talking. I love this small town shit where they're like, Turtle Boy finally sticks its claws into it, and they're like, fucking hallelujah, about fucking time, where you been at? And so all these people have been talking about this for a long time, and they're like, what's going on? So I start interviewing them, and I meet up. We had a little secret meeting in Boylston, me and some volunteers who had helped her out before, and they gave me some documents that showed, right, that she had been misappropriating a lot of funds. Okay, so this shelter, let's talk about the shelter itself. All right, the shelter has gotten a lot of positive press from the media. All right, and it says it's been open since 2013. They are a registered nonprofit since 2013. However, they haven't done their filings, I believe, in the last 2 years, the 990 tax forms, and they claim to have like 32 beds in there. Like, it's all right on the Secretary of State's right. Now, this is the house, right? This blue house is where Hadassah lives. Hadassah owns, she's on the deed, I want to say just for 16-seater, right? But both of them are owned by a guy named Lawrence Gockberg, who is still, I've been studying this for like a month now. He's still a mystery to me. I still don't get who do you know who Lawrence Gockberg is, Brett? Do you get him yet? I don't get him.
No.
I don't get him.
No, but I do know that nothing good ever happens on a fucking Cedar Street. That's the fuck I know.
That's a little Kevin Lynch reference for you
That's
people
all
out there.
I'm saying. Cedar Street seems like the devil no matter what fucking
I know,
town
no matter.
fucking Cherry Street.
It's like Martin Luther King Boulevard. Nothing ever comes out of it.
Fuck that.
Yeah. So anyway, it was actually right next to Dragon 88. So yes, thank you. We did not actually go there because that meeting would have ended rather early if that happened. So anyway, This whole situation is going on here, and so Dr. Lawrence Gockberg allegedly owns both houses. Now she claims that he's a family member. Then sometimes she says she's a brother. I have no evidence whatsoever, guys. I've looked into her past. There is no evidence whatsoever that this man is her brother. But he owns both properties. He lives in Ohio, if he's alive, right? His name is on the deeds, and he has been giving a lot of money, like donations and stuff. He's like a big benefactor. So are his parents, Karen and whoever, Howard Gockberg in Minnesota. So I don't know who the fuck he is. That's a mystery to me. I don't get it. But somehow she acquires this property, and her name's on the deed, and she decides, I'm going to make this into a shelter, right? Now, on the freaking residence street, right, you see down here, where the hell did it go? There it goes. On the Milford, whatever registry this is, of this list we had here, it says who lives everywhere. She's listed, along with her 2 kids, as living in the shelter. But the 18 Cedar Street, where she does live, is a woman named Eugenia Lee Gordon, who is special needs. And did you hear that tape the other day, Brett, what she admitted to in that tape?
Yes. And how much does she pay?
She gets $800 a month from Eugenia. That's not bad. I mean, do you think she was recruited?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Put it this way.
I think she was taken advantage of for a long fucking time.
I think she sees this woman as like cash money. You know what I mean? It's like, that's cash money right there. She's like, that woman, right? She's special needs. That's cash money right there. That's a good check from the government every month. I can have her live with me. She's like, challenged. She won't ask questions. She's literally preying, in my opinion, on these people.
She's not going to buck.
Yep.
She's going to do what the fuck I tell her, and that money will never be late.
Yeah, exactly.
She's absolutely taking advantage of someone that can't fucking be manipulative like that.
Right, because she probably deals with people a lot of the time who just, they are late sometimes, or they don't have it, But this woman, she's going to have it every month because it's coming from them government.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're right about that. So the fact that that's happening is fucked up. Real fucked up in my opinion.
That's abuse. It's a form of fucking abuse. It has to be fucking illegal. If it comes down to, like, she said things like, I don't know if, I know she's taking advantage of her. I don't know if it's gone as far as to say, no, you don't want to get your own place. Mm-hmm. They're so mean out there. Just stay with me.
Yeah.
And you're doing good. Like, because her levels of fucking, her Sybil-like fucking personality, going from screaming to crying to lying.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows what the fuck she's doing to that poor broad?
Oh, yeah. So
that's someone's fucking grandmother, and you're using her as an ATM card, you fucking piece of shit.
You're absolutely right about that. And so I bet she has no family. I bet this woman has no family. I mean, that's what I'm guessing, because she's like in her 60s, probably never had kids. She's special needs, and so this Hadassah has her there under the guise that she's taking care of her. When the hell does she take care of her? That's what I want to know, right? Between this fucking business she's allegedly running and driving women around in her fucking homeless van, right, all the time. Who the fuck knows, right? I find that hard to believe. So anyway, at the shelter, here's her freaking husband, Vladimir, who barely speaks a lick of English, and her son, David, whose real name is actually Russell, and David has a bit of a past that hasn't even touched yet. So David and him allegedly are security. He lives there, nighttime security. But of course, later, Brett, what do we find out about David?
That he's a creepy little weirdo that bangs the residents and all kind of fucking shit. Dude, the relationship she has with both of her fucking kids is creepy as fuck, dude.
Very.
Wouldn't shock me. Some people have said in the comments, insinuated, wouldn't shock me if there's been a little up to the knuckle play between all these little fucking freaks. I don't want to insinuate anything, but it's freaking weird. I'll tell you that much. Everything about these people is freaking weird. So anyway. Just saying.
Yeah. So there's the Goldbergs and all this, and we talked about that. And they've been getting. She also owns 2 restaurants, and we'll get to those in a minute. But so in the restaurant, she's got Trinkets and Treasures. It's like a thrift shop on the left-hand side, because I went to it. And then on the right-hand side is the quote-unquote Karma Cafe. It's literally a freaking boxcar. Like they just put up some freaking wall here, and there's like 6 stools.
It's connected, though?
Yeah, it's all
like you can just go in between?
Yeah, there's no separate door. Like, like you go in the back there. Like, so that's where...
I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah. Like,
I thought it was 2 separate fucking, like, front doors.
Oh, no, Brett. This is like one probably 800 to 1,000 square foot room, right? And
so it's a restaurant in a storage shelter. Or in a storage
basically
bin.
It's if you want to call it a restaurant. It's not. It doesn't have industrial fridge. It's like it doesn't eat any
chairs facing the fucking wall.
You just face the wall, right?
Yeah, I want to eat there.
That's it. Like you don't even imagine eating it. I want to go. I almost wanted to eat there, but the food looks so fucking nasty. I would never do it. And it's like, what do? You just stare at the wall and eat? What the hell's going on here? And she's the cook. And they're at the Karma Cafe. All right, and you can see in the background here, Brett, of this picture of him, the trinket store is in the background. Yeah. So he's sitting here on his phone. He's in the restaurant. In the background is the other store. Like that's what we're dealing with here. Okay?
I don't know why I didn't catch that before now.
Oh yeah. So there's Vladimir. He's kind of just along for the ride.
I got a used sweater and some vegan fucking eggs, please. Thanks. I'm gonna fucking just sit here looking at the wall now, like a depressed, sad guy having my salad.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
I see in the comments, Charles Grillo says, call the Board of Health. That's kind of a big problem here, is that we have called the Board of Health like several times. A lot of people have.
Yeah, that's another scary part of this whole fucking story is the responses you've gotten and lack thereof from people that should be fucking worried about.
Right. Now, let's talk about why that is. So they've gotten so much positive press from like the Milford Daily News, all these other newspapers that have said great things about him, right? She did an interview on My FM 101.3 in which she's talking about like we have therapy sessions and weekly laundry service, classes, dinner served upstairs in the family hall, all this shit, okay? This is last year she said all this. That's all a lie. None of that is true. None of it. She's making it all up, okay? And now, she's doing this because the GRC doesn't get any, and this is where the scam comes in, right? They don't get a dime in taxpayer money. And so if they're not getting taxpayer money, right, the taxpayers don't feel like they're ripped off. So she gets all her money from private donors, and she's fucking crafty, this one. She knows that, like, I need to sell this. She's really fucking good. You listen to that interview, Brett? It's like a different person, that interview on the radio she did.
Yeah, she's Sybil, man. She wears a lot of fucking masks depending on who she's talking to.
Yeah, this chick knows what she's doing. So she's like...
She's tapped, though.
Yeah, and so we're going to get into some shit that's wrong with it right now. So that's part one, was kind of like explaining what's going on here. Now, she says, of course, right, that the businesses, and this is the fucked up part, right? So we get into the money in this. Let's go to part two here. That was part one. Let's talk about part two. So part two talks about the living conditions in the shelter. And what do you think of those living conditions, Brett?
The one thing that stuck out was the baby bunk beds.
Yeah.
Was in one of the pictures.
Fucking weird.
It's where you got to be 8 feet tall, or just toss that little fucker up over the balcony thing and let it. That's insane. And then it looked like a kid's thing, like a camp for kids. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like you send your fucking semen demons off to camp.
I've never seen that.
That's how they would live.
Yeah, like I would imagine that's how babies live in China, but not in America or India or something, right? So anyway, this is like the Milford. What does it say here? Yeah. So anyway, the Board of Health is seemingly doing nothing about it, right? Even though there's evidence out there that's like all fucked up. Like the daughter posted a picture of herself with a mouse in the fucking room. Like she has a fucking mouse in there. I have a pet mouse. Like, oh, so this is just fucking this is in June. This is recently. This is right before she disappeared, by the way. And what else stood out for you besides anything else stood out for you, Brett, in those pictures? What is the most vivid thing you remember from the house besides the bunk cribs?
The locked cabinets.
Okay, the lock. What was weird about that, you thought?
Just, it's adults. Like, why the fuck do you have to strap lock cabinets from adults?
Yeah, it's because she infantilizes them, And so...
Well, and where are they?
Where are the adults?
Like she said, she said she has 32 or up to 32 or something.
It changes all the time, yeah. Yeah, and so...
And how many did you see?
I saw one resident, Fatima, who has been there allegedly for 5 years, which is like insane. You're not supposed to stay in the shelter for 5 years.
That's what I was saying about. There's so many things to talk about.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know where to start.
How the fuck do you stay in a fucking shelter for 5 years.
Yeah, by far the hardest part about writing this blog was organizing it and figuring out how, including everything, like not missing anything. So this is, if you guys haven't seen this video of Hadassah, watch it. I'll show you some highlights here. This is right when she kicks me out. Things got really tense when I went down there. I interviewed this woman. I was with her for 2.5 hours. It was the wildest 2.5 hours of my life. And I wouldn't change it for the world. It was awesome. Oh, come on. Is this fucking freezing up on me?
He said it was fucking great.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it looks like it's like being a little fupa computer-ish. But anyway, basically she flips out at me in this video. She accuses me of, like, you know, being mean to her, asking her too many questions, like nitpicking.
You won't let me speak?
Yeah, that's all she said. I'm like, I'm letting you speak. What do you think? Why won't you let me speak? Like, the woman is clearly psychotic. And anyway,
you're like agreeing with her at one point, and she's like, well,
yeah.
You won't let me speak.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, say something else besides that, you silly bitch.
Exactly. So anyway, she claims that they've had over 2,000 freaking residents there. It's like, no freaking way is that possible. No way. Right? The dates that they allegedly opened change all the time. 2007, 2009, 2011, you name it. It's a different year. Okay? And that's important, though, because they were not registered as a nonprofit until 2013. So if you're taking in all these women back then, what are you doing? You weren't a registered nonprofit. Right? And so she had an open house in which one person showed up, I guess, because it was kind of like impromptu. And, you know, she showed me a chart of all the residents. Check out this video. Fatima's in this video. Hopefully this one plays. I need a new computer. Yeah, I've been over this, guys. It's not the computer. It's the OBS thing. It's this. It's the fact that I do it all from one computer. That's the problem. Come on. Like, everything in this computer runs fine except when I'm going live. Like, the computer is not a problem unless I'm, like, broadcasting live, because I use this OBS thing and I think it uses a lot of bandwidth. So that's my problem right now. I'm broke as shit. I can't really do much. Anyway, yeah, Fupa video is not working this. Anyway.
That's a fucking...
Yeah, we get the point. You know what happens in there. Basically, in the video, it's like, why are you showing me Fatima, right? Why are you showing me lists of people living there? To me, that seems, Bret, like an obvious privacy violation, no?
See, now, that's the thing. Like, if this was an actual shelter, like a legit thing, I think that would be illegal. I think it's not, because this is a big bullshit, non-sanctioned fucking thing. Mm-hmm. It's immoral and all that shit. I don't think it's, you know what I mean, like a crime.
Yeah.
But if you're saying that women come there to get safe and there's some battered women and stuff, and then you're showing some fucking asshole a list of people that were there, kind of fucking shitty.
Yep, totally. Right? And so, yeah, I mean, that was my big thing. It's like, you know, what if they're victims of domestic violence? We haven't even gotten to part 6, guys. In part 6, I'm going to show you some shit, like, and I'll give you a preview right now. There are videos of her that she broadcasted on Facebook Live of her with, like, saying, oh, we have here a woman who came to us who's a victim of domestic violence. Say hi, here's her kids, and we're trying to get her. And she goes, we're trying to get her to Orlando, guys. So we need to raise money to get her to Orlando on a bus down there. You know, this and that. It's like, so she's running away from her abuser, and you're on Facebook Live showing her and saying, this is where she's going. That's fucking fantastic. Like, are you kidding me? Bret, to me, that tells me she does not give a fuck about these women. She does not care about these women.
I was just laughing because of the craziness of it. But shit like that is why shit like O'Connor's happens. And I'm not fucking exaggerating. Right. Shit like that, where a woman's fleeing a violent fucking man. Mm-hmm. That's when we have incidents like fucking O'Connor's. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, that's beyond criminal or ethical. That's just, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
You're proving, like you're saying, that your needs and what you can gain is far and above and away the most important thing in any of this.
Yeah. Unless
you being idolized.
Unless the woman's not really a victim of domestic violence, and Hadassah is just lying and using her as a prop to raise money, right?
Also, yeah.
At this point,
but it wouldn't surprise me if she actually was.
Oh yeah, nothing. I put nothing past this woman. Nothing. So here's the kitchen. It's like literally one floor when you go in there. It's a 2-story home, but residents are only allowed on the first floor, which is in direct contrast to what she says. She claims there's classes up there and family dining up there and all this shit. It's all a lie. So here they are.
What actually up there?
2 crotch fruits, 2 grown crotch fruits. That's what's up there.
Creepy McFucking 22-year-old hobo fucker.
Yeah.
And this other freak little fucking broad that she says, that's my daughter, but she came here as a homeless person, so it works out.
So it works out.
Jesus.
So it all worked out. I know. So yeah, so there's the thing that you mentioned with the cabinets all locked up, and I'm like, what's going on with that? And she's like, the cabinets... Every time I asked the question, Brett, it was like, this is her response. This was her response. It'd be like...
We did something like that when kids were crawling, like those strap ones, like the zip tie ones. Mm-hmm. So little kids could get in there.
Yeah.
Not for adults.
Yeah, like when I asked her about that, when I asked her any question that was like kind of like inquisitive, I'd be like, "Hey, what's up with why are those things like that? Why are those on there?" And it was like this every time. Because they'll break them. Like duh. Like she would get so mad at me. Like, what a stupid fucking question. Okay, Aiden, because they'll break them. Obviously. I'm like, oh, okay, sorry. I'm supposed to understand that, right? Yeah, what's up?
It's like she's running a hobo kennel.
Yeah, basically a hobo kennel. She really is.
That's what it seems.
I know, she really is. And
she's got a bunch of pet hobos.
Yeah, here's the fridge, and it just says no meat on it. And I'm like, I asked her, I'm like, why does it say no meat? Oh, because I'm a vegan and blah blah. I'm like, but you're making them be vegans too? She goes, no, they can have whatever they want. They all have fridges in their room, this and that. It's like, I'm like, so, she goes, but I keep my food in here. Why do you keep your food in here? Because I don't have a fridge in my house. You have a fridge in your house? Yeah. I'm like, first of all, I didn't believe that when I found out later that was a lie. But I knew it was a lie to be.
Yeah, it's probably not a lie. That fridge is full of old, dead hobo pots.
That's true, too, yeah.
The Jeffrey Dahmer bums.
Yeah. She just wants to force these people to be vegan. Like a lot of people that we've spoken to have stayed there. They're like, yeah, we have to eat. She makes the food for them, and it's what she gets, right? It's like whatever she gets. So like, oh my god, this place sounds fucking dreadful. I mean, these people have it hard enough already, and like then they fucking fall in this lady's lap, you know? Anyway.
You went through the receipt things or whatever the fuck, the books that you did get to look at. Mm-hmm. Was there any charges from the Timeout restaurant or whatever the fuck it's called? The fucking...
No, because...
Jesus Christ, Karma Cafe?
No.
Is there any charges to them?
No, there's nothing like that.
I was just wondering if maybe she was double dipping, saying, oh, I spent the money on supper for the residents. Yeah. But I bought it at Karma Cafe, so they got a salad with a side of depression.
The side of depression.
And they had to face the wall and eat it at home. So I turned the couches around, they faced the wall. That's great.
Anyway, it's state law, right, that says you have to have 1 bathroom for every 8 residents there, right? Well, if she has 32 residents, as she says she does, which I don't believe she ever had, then you're required to have 4 bathrooms. She has 1 freaking bathroom, right? So she's already in violation of that law. I don't know how the state health department, I mean, that's an easy one right there, right? Done. But they're not doing anything. And so... this is kind of what this is the main living room right here, right? You can see in the background there's one of the bedrooms, etc. right there. We'll see in a later part what those look like, etc. And you know, there you see in there's some rooms. This is what it looks like on their website. It looks nothing. And then there's the fucking cribs. Those cribs are fucking creepy, dude. Like I don't see a ladder here, Brett. Do you?
No, that's what I'm saying. That and all right, there's all these fucking Auschwitz beds. Where's all the refrigerators?
I saw one.
Where's the meat refrigerators?
I saw one little mini fridge in that room, and that's it.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's a baby concentration camp. Look at that, man!
No,
right in front of the exit door, or the closet, or whatever.
Did you just call it Auschwitz? Did you call those Auschwitz beds?
Yeah.
Stop it! Stop.
Look at it.
They are.
It's like a linoleum Auschwitz.
I know. I did feel like I'm like.
With a bunch of fucking hobos.
I would say it's more like a
salad. You don't even feed them meat to make them like veal hobos.
Like I've seen pictures. You know, I was a history major. I taught history for a while. I've seen pictures of like Japanese internment camps and stuff like that. It looks so much more fun in a Japanese internment camp. Like they had activities and shit there. They let kids play baseball. They had classes and shit. is like somewhat clean, and they're like, this is terrible. Like she treats her residents worse than the American government treated Japanese people during World War II. That tells you everything you need to know right there. So anyway, everything she says a lie about, like, there's no food upstairs. It's all downstairs because her 2 adult kids live up there rent free. Right? And there's the Facebook page, other things. She says she offers life coaching. Do you hear in that video, Brett, what she called life coaching?
Yeah. Teaching adults to make beds.
Make
because
beds.
People that come to shelters are unable to make beds, and that probably led to them being forced into a shelter.
Yeah. Can you believe
that? Sounds insanely logical, right?
Yeah, totally. Like she goes, yeah, they don't even need to know. They don't know how to make bed. They don't know how to make a fucking bed. Are you kidding me? Of course they know how to make a bed. She just treats them like you said, like they're her pet hobos. Like, oh, you don't know.
I'm telling you.
First of all, I went in there. There wasn't a single bed made when I was in there, Brett. Not one. So that's also a lie. Right? Everything she says is a lie. These women, they can't make beds. Shut up, Hadassah. Anyway, life coaching. You're the last person you want to take life advice from. Right? By the way, let me show you guys something that I haven't shown anyone yet. Is it on here somewhere?
What's good?
Let me see.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you need Larry Bird to put that kid in the top bunk. Or just toss him up there and hope he doesn't land on his head.
This right here is an image. I just came across this, guys. This is a 2000 newspaper from the West Palm Beach Post, right? This is back when she was living in Florida. This is 2000. That's Hadassah right there, right? That is one of her many ex-husbands who she is either punching or putting in the mouth. Yeah, and it says here, activist stretches to make point. Democratic activists Heidi Perry, that was her name at the time, Heidi Perry, and her husband James have an animated discussion Sunday with sheriff's deputies outside Palm Beach County Evergreen Operations Center where a manual recount of presidential ballots was being conducted. Remember Bush versus Gore?
Yeah, the hanging chad.
Yeah, in Florida. Right? Yeah, she was a Democratic activist freaking out. Obviously, she was Team Gore back then, even though now she says she's being discriminated because she's a Trump supporter, so she also lies about her politics. And by the way, she's a nice-looking chick back then, huh?
She looks like the broad that's on Fear the Walking Dead.
Andrea.
Dharma and Greg.
Oh, Dharma and Greg, that chick. Okay, all right. I thought you meant Andrea.
So I forget the actress's name.
Yeah. I don't know that actress. I don't care. But anyway, so like you see back there, and like I've heard, I cannot confirm this, but multiple people have reached out to me, Brett, and she was a stripper back then. That's what they say. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I think it's wonderful. But you also see a tattoo right here. See this tattoo that she got on her arm? You know who doesn't get tattoos like that? Hasidic Jews, which she alleges to be. Right?
Oh, which she is now.
Right, exactly. Like, you don't get a tattoo like that if you're like a devout Jew. Stop it, okay? Anyway, so we're going to get to that in a later blog. But anyway, let's talk about what else I saw there. I saw just piles of shit outside, an overgrown lawn, which is whatever. You know, I'm not going to hate on you for not taking care of your lawn.
That backyard. But
the backyard. And can we talk about the gutters, Brett? I understand sometimes like your gutters get some shit in it, but
with the trees in them,
those are like full-fledged freaking trees. Like she has a forest growing out of her house, like this is like the Walking Dead house. You know, there's bag of donated goods or whatever on the porch, right? And then the freaking playground in the backyard, which she did not want me to see, but Vladimir was like, "Oh yes, you can go back there." Oh my God, Brett, I thought she was gonna kill him. Like several times during this, she was like you thought she was bad to me. You should have seen what she did to Vladimir. That guy, I feel Metro, I don't feel bad for anymore. Vladimir, I will always feel pity for because Vladimir can't leave, Brett.
Oh, you said that about Metro too. You said that about
Metro.
No,
but here's the difference.
Here's the difference. I feel so bad for him, and then you don't.
You know why?
This
Brett?
guy's still cocked up.
You know,
he's not an illegal. He's here legally.
He's not illegal.
He took the test, I bet. You're positive. You know that.
I know, as a matter of fact, he ain't a citizen. And when you ain't a citizen, your time is short here, right?
Yeah, so he has to. He's got to eat it.
He's literally got to freaking deal with this woman's insanity, or else he has to go back to Mother Russia.
He's another pet.
So
He's another fucking pet.
Yeah, basically,
She got a mail order hobo pet.
And by the way, Brett, I have it on good, and this is interesting too. I have it on good insight from a lot of people, right? That she doesn't swing that way anyway. That she is a closet scissorsaurus, and yes, I have spoken with one. I have spoken with one of her kind of like slave girlfriends, if you will, and yeah, part 6 is going to be good. Trust me. So anyway,
I don't know if anyone's eating that, son.
Yeah, trust me.
Oh,
you can.
Dude,
a lot of soy.
Gotta be like that. I bet you her pussy hair goes to her knees, Jack. No fucking way.
Filled with barley and oats. Anyway,
so let's go back to the backyard.
Yeah,
thing.
This is the playground.
That's a DCF drowned baby fucking waiting to happen, Paul.
I know. There, so there's this boat.
That little mosquito breeding ground back there.
Yeah, I thought it was like a freaking shipwreck or something, but it's a playground. She turned a freaking shipwreck into a playground. There's just ropes everywhere and shit. Tables overturned, right? And then we got to talk about this pond for a moment. That pond has no natural springs in it. They told me that they had fish in there. They all died, okay? Which happens when water just gets stagnant like that. There's no freaking springs.
Stagnant. Yeah, that's a mosquito farm.
It literally is a mosquito farm.
Triple E ground.
Right. And it's like, you see shit out there. It's like, this is like, a kid can just oh my God, it's so fucking dangerous to have that fucking pond there, you know?
All face down, kid's dead.
Yeah. dead.
Like that spermade from the DCF moms almost bought it. Same fucking thing. Look at that.
Yeah.
And that's guaranteed. You get some of that in your mouth, you're going to die anyway.
Yeah. So
the water's been there for a dick.
You also see in the background, you got the truck here, right? It's just an unread. Now, Milford has laws in existence, nuisance laws, that specifically ban you from just keeping your fucking trash cars on your property, right? You can't just keep, I had a buddy, I'm not going to say his name, but he kept his freaking old Trans Am on his front lawn in Auburn for like 10 years, right? Brett, we used to go to his house, and we'd always be like, are you going to sell the Trans Am or what? And he always say, yeah, I got this guy who's going to sell it, and I'm going to make so much money. Oh, yeah, when's that going to happen? Never happened. And so towards the end, he literally had it on his freaking lawn, and he lived on a major street in Auburn. We used to go to his house late night after the bars and decorate it with shit. Throw ketchup on it, whatever. And then finally, what we did that pushed it over the edge with the town of Auburn was we took a bunch of dog biscuits and we glued them to the hood of the Trans Am, right? What do you think happened?
A bunch of dogs on the car.
Trying to eat the bones, and they can't get them. Okay, and that's when the nuisance inspectors like, we got to put this. Next thing you know, the Trans Am's getting towed because all the neighborhood dogs were coming over there trying to eat the frick. It was genius. Anyway, it worked perfectly. So this is all going on there. There's other shit there. There's a fridge there which somebody donated. Hadassah's grilling me the whole time. Like, good God. There she is with her daughter. There's her son. They live upstairs, blah, blah, blah. And anyway, let's go on to the part 3, shall we? So that we find out that basically this guy's been living there rent-free. And why is he doing that? So in part 3 and 4 and 5, it gets into the finances of how this whole thing works. Okay? Now, there's 3 major ways that they claim that they are funded. First, you got private donations from people. Then you have rent. And then you have profits from the store. Those are the alleged 3 ways that these houses keep running. Okay? Because we know Hadassah doesn't have a job, right? Her kids don't have jobs. So how do they pay 2 mortgages every month? Like, that's a good question. How do they do this? So let's talk about the rent first. She charges these women rent. And Bristol went undercover to find out. And what she told Bristol, the first thing was, you got to pay 10% up front, okay? 10% when you for the first month, then 20%, and then 30%. So then you become a senior resident like Fatima, and you pay 30%.
Senior resident.
Yeah, that makes you feel special. Now, what do you think? To me, some people have expressed to me, they're like, that seems fair. You contribute something. I'm like, does it? It kind of defeats the purpose of a shelter, doesn't it?
Now, well, I know that I had a buddy years ago that when they ended up at a shelter, and they took money from him every paycheck. Mm-hmm. But at the end, that money covered his first and last, and he got this studio in fucking Cherry Valley, matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
But they gave the money back. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't charge him to be there.
Exactly. Escrow.
He did it the right way.
They put his money in escrow.
He worked, fucking, just happened to be at a fucking shelter.
Yeah, I agree.
And at the end of it, he had like $1,200, and they gave it to him, and they hooked him up, and boom, on his own, back on his feet.
That's perfectly fine because it teaches them responsibility, saving, shit like that. It's a life skill. I have no problem with that.
If you're taking money for the privilege of staying there and eating salads, that's for profit.
Yeah, that makes you a
that's
boarding
the
house.
Definition of it. Yeah. For profit.
You're running a boarding house, right? Except it doesn't come with any of the red tape of being a landlord, which, by the way, we have her on tape, of course, admitting to us, Bret, that she does it that way for a reason, right? Because she attempted to be a landlord, and then she had some deadbeats that never paid, right? 4 months, never paid, took them to court, pain in the ass, and then she threw her hands up in the air and said, fuck it, I'm a shelter, okay? I'm a shelter now, and like that's literally how the shelter began.
Shelter rule.
Yeah, because being a landlord...
Now it's fucking Thunderdome of shelters. Just throw you out at 2 a.m. or 2 in the morning.
And that's what you get down to. It is like the Thunderdome of shelters. It's like, that's the difference. It's like you can just kick someone out of a shelter, right? You don't need a reason why. You just kick them out. And so that's what she does.
On the spot. Yeah. Get out.
So...
disruptive, get out.
Yeah, so she readily admits she charges all these women money. And it's really like a lot of money when you think about it. Think about that. If you have let's say you have 5 residents living there paying money, right? And they're charging, you make $2,000 a month working some job, right? And so you've been there 2 months, right? So that's $400, right? Times 5 people. And then you got, boom, $2,000. Then you got the other 800 from what's her name over in the other house.
That's like, why the fuck? She must be a VIP shelter resident then. So why the fuck is she paying 8, and these other motherfuckers paying 1, 2, and 300 and shit?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, because she's like, she's mentally handicapped.
I forgot she taught her how to make a fucking bed.
Right, that's right.
Well worth it.
Right, well worth it. Right.
Kudos, princess.
Kudos.
We have no hobos, Kathleen.
Yeah, we have. By the way, the cops have been called to this house 5 billion times for all types of shit.
Shocking.
Right? The cops have identified this as like problematic, but for some reason the fire department and the Board of Health are like, fuck it, it's cool. So anyway, here's the shop. Literally on the left-hand side of the shop is the trinkets one, and on the right-hand side is the cafe or whatever it's called. And what she claims happens here is that money that's made from profits from these stores goes and funds the shelter. So the idea is that you should come and eat here because it's for a good cause, right? So that in turn draws people to her crappy restaurant. So you understand, like when you open a restaurant, Bret, most restaurants fail. So it fails because it's like fucking expensive. There's a lot of freaking overhead. You got to pay rent. There's a reason people don't go into the restaurant business because most of them fail. It's expensive and you don't do it, right? But this woman, she is so confident that not only is her business going to succeed, it is going to make so much money that it will be able to subsidize the existence of another mortgage. Like, that's fucking crazy, right? So she's that confident.
So, yeah.
And I'll tell you one thing.
So it's one rent on both stores, right?
Yes, it's one rent. That's correct.
That's one rent for both of them.
Yeah.
So the thrift shop where you're selling donations and the punishment cafe where you're going to sit in time out and eat your salad.
Yeah.
These are supposed to make enough money to pay for themselves plus 2 homes.
Yeah, that's it. And this is what I saw when I went in there. It's literally just a warehouse of donations. I can't imagine anybody be like, honey, let's go shopping at Trinkets and Treasures today. Like, we should totally go do that. Just bags of shit everywhere that kind-hearted people gave to them because they asked for it. All right, there's your freaking Karma Cafe. She's like so obsessed with
stupid. We can make an afternoon of it.
Yeah, I know. I
face the wall and eat tofu afterwards.
I know. And by the way, she doesn't have like an industrial fridge there or anything like that. So when people you don't get a lot of customers. So if somebody goes in there and asks for a bread bowl, they don't have it lying around because bread bowls go bad rather quickly. So literally, Vladimir has to jump in his freaking car and run to Stop and Shop. That's how fucking ghetto this is. He has to run to Stop and Shop, to get your fucking meal. Like, what the fuck kind of shit is this? And she's like, showing me all this shit. She's like, ooh, look at this. There's a train that runs above the Karma Cafe, like a toy train. She's like, ooh, and look at this. I'm like, who gives a fuck about a train? Like, that's what you're worried about right now? A fucking train? That's how she thinks. She, like, prioritizes stupid shit. And she's like, ooh, and look at this playmat. We save the environment because we have plastic over our playmats so kids can draw on them, and then we take it off and we wash it. It's like, who gives a flying fuck about that?
Ain't no one bringing their fucking kids there.
Yeah, exactly.
You ain't Abdow's, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Unless my kid's punished, I ain't bringing him there.
I know, it's
he's gonna think he did something wrong.
I know, it's like...
Face the wall and eat some fucking salad, you little fuck.
Yeah, eat your fucking tofu.
That's terrible.
Eat your
Fuck
tofu pizza,
here.
Junior. It's like...
Just eat your salad and be sad.
It's like, I want to go to IHOP. Shut the fuck up and eat your tofu salad, bitch.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have got that letter home from school, you little bro. Every time you do bad, we're coming here for supper.
That's a good point, Brett. That's a good point. Is that like that could be I would argue that's the best argument to keep this cafe in existence. Is that
Punishment
it could be
cafe.
used? Yeah, it could be used as a threat to your kids when they're naughty. Like, yeah, bitch, don't make me take you to the Karma Cafe. No, I don't want to go to the Karma Cafe. I fucking hate it.
Karma Cafe.
Yeah. And guess who's working today?
Like training day.
Hadassah.
You want to go to Karma Cafe? You want to go to McDonald's?
Yeah.
McDonald's, then fucking act right.
Yeah, better act
you
right.
drive by there real slow.
Yeah.
You want to go in? You like that tofu hamburger, you little asshole? All right then. Let's go home.
Now, I'll tell you one thing about this chick, right? Is that she's not your typical scam artist. Like, you remember those gypsies, Brett, from Uxbridge a couple years ago?
The church ones?
The Stanley brothers, the gypsies that ran the church end times.
Yeah. The church. Yeah.
So,
with the shirts open. And
they had like a
freaking
freaking, some type of concrete business or something. It was all bullshit. It was all a scam. David and Dennis Stanley, right? And those guys were living in like a real nice house in Uxbridge, real nice house. So they were living it up nicely. They were grifting really nicely. This woman is like grifting to get by. It's odd. She's not enriching herself. She's not driving fancy cars. She's not living fancy. And you see her bank accounts. It's literally like she overdrafts on it all the time, and then she'll just deposit $1,000 into it. You know, do a fundraiser. So she literally just gets by. Right? This whole thing could end like at any moment, and I'm anticipating that it will because of this, right? So I went through her books. She invites me down there to look through her books. Now, when you invite someone to look at your books, you understand that like you're doing that because I'm going to nitpick. That's literally the whole point of looking through your books. I'm going to look through every single and she kept saying, she's like, how come you're not looking at the deposits? I'm like, why the fuck would I give a fuck about the deposits? It just says money's coming in. The fuck do I care? Right? I want to see how this money's being spent, how donated money is being spent here. And it's being spent trips to Lake George, trips to Dairy Queen, Panera Bread, Acapulco's, right? Dressley, London, right? Why the hell are you shopping for clothes on there, right? Milford District Court, there's a $65 check. Why are you paying court fees? Yeah. She couldn't.
I'm paying my residents fucking court fees.
That's what she said. How much you want to bet it was hers? A fucking parking ticket or something, right?
Oh, no, it was probably her little creepy, still breastfeeding fucking boy man son.
Yeah, that would not surprise me as well, Brett. That would not. I'm going to look into that. I wonder if that was the same time he was banned from Turtle Tavern. So, Uber trips, all this shit. What else do we have here? A $500 check to an attorney who she hired because she accused her old landlord, of stealing from her. So she hires an attorney to get him. Turns out the attorney's a scam artist. He's in jail too now. But why are you spending money on freaking attorneys? If you're allegedly broke, right? All this money for insurance, like 2 checks to one guy in 1 month, Ray Egan, right? $500 and $700. I think that's her landlord. Who knows, right? More tabs to bars. And I kept asking her, why are you spending all this money at liquor stores? And you know what she said to me, Brett? She said, that's for cigarettes for the residents. What do you think of that?
So I can't have a fucking hot dog, but please, could I have some of that nice cancer in the fucking paper?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit.
Yeah.
You won't let a motherfucker have a steak, but you'll give him cigarettes.
Yeah.
Fuck your mother.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Go suck your son's dick, you little rat woman.
First of all, Brett, the purchases were like $13.99. I'm like, what kind of fucking pack of cigarettes? That's like the perfect number that isn't, it can't be 2 and it can't be 1. It's like literally the number $13.99, you've already disqualified yourself from it being cigarettes. However, it is the price of like a 12-pack of Coronas. There's a lot of shit on there like that.
Or a 30-pack of Natty Daddies. She looks more like a Natty Daddy girl.
Yeah, that's true. Even if it was, the mere fact that she thought that was like okay, the mere fact that she thought like, oh, I'll just tell him it's cigarettes and he'll be cool with it. It's like, what the fuck's wrong? Cigarettes? Buy your own fucking cigarettes, ladies. I'm sorry. You don't get fucking free cigarettes when you come in here. This is not why people donate money so these chicks can fucking smoke. There's bar tabs there, whiskey on the water and all this shit. Like, in Worcester, right in the same area. I bet you that's the Sun. The Sun's freaking car payments were paid off with this, with checks and stuff like that. Like, look at all this fucking expenditures. It's fucking gross, man. It's gross.
Wait, real quick.
Go ahead.
Answer someone in the comments. Courtney said, unless she's getting tubes and tobacco. In Massachusetts, that bag of tobacco on the thing is like over $20 nowadays.
Really?
And she ain't getting that for whatever that was, $15.38 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
She's getting some booze.
Yeah.
She ain't buying cigarettes. You can't tell me this vegan fucking half-a-happy fucking waste product cares enough about people not to let them have meat, but she'll hand them cigarettes. Yeah. There's no fucking way. Mm-hmm. None.
Yeah.
She's buying box wine and abusing her fucking pet short bus hobo. Mm-hmm. Fucking lunatic. Yeah, I'd fuck me. She reminds you like that Buffalo Bill shit, Silence of the Lambs, but with hobos.
Mm. So, anyway, yeah. I don't know where you come up with this shit. She's a drunk. People are saying she's a drunk. There's no doubt in my mind that I would not put it past this woman to have a serious drinker problem. But anyway, let's talk about where the donations come from. And that's what we get into in parts 4 and 5 is the donations, right? So we have some experience with investigating nonprofits with Mosaic Cultural Complex a couple years ago, right? And with this particular one, it's different because, as I said, they're not getting grant money from the state. They're all getting it from private donors, right? And, you saw the check there from TJ Maxx, right? 10 grand. You saw another one from TJ Maxx in the same year. $2,500, right? And then you see the guy, I forget his name. I think his name is John Frascati. He's the CEO of Hasbro. You know how much money fucking Hasbro's worth? And for the CEO of Hasbro to make a donation, it ain't small. I'll tell you that much. Whatever he's giving is fucking nice. So they're getting a lot of fucking cash, right? A lot of cash is coming in there. And why are they doing this, Brett? Why do you think TJ Maxx is giving her a big fat check for 10 grand?
Well, because of the good press, and that's in their budget. It's like, all right, this year we got to give X amount out to the community, so who do you want to give it to?
Exactly.
Hey, I heard about this place that lets crazy cat ladies who are homeless keep their cats.
Yep.
And let's give it to them.
Yep.
The thing is, I think that's how it's all on purpose. They're not asking for any state or federal money.
Yep.
That's how she's flown under the radar this fucking long.
I think it's on purpose, too.
There's nothing really to investigate.
Right.
Besides elder and disabled abuse, disability abuse, or whatever that's called, that should definitely be investigated.
Yep.
And whatever the laws are of X amount of square feet, how many motherfuckers can be in that area, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like you can investigate and find out that these assholes gave her $1,200 and she bought a new couch and 8 box wines. It's not illegal. They gave her the fucking money. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is legal.
Mm-hmm.
But because of these idiot mainstream media outlets that are so easy to trick, how many times have you seen, especially lately, where they fall for a viral post and then act like they didn't fuck up and share it?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. All the time, and that's exactly what it comes down to.
She's a lunatic, though. Like, you said that she's not doing it to get rich. She doesn't want to get rich. She just wants to maintain and have people beneath her.
Yeah. And she can't go to the state, right? Because if she went to the state, if she was like, legitimate, everything, they would tell her not to do certain things. She's one of these chicks that she has to be in charge of everything. Everything has to be her way. Even if it's a gigantic disaster, it has to be her way, right? And so that's, I think, a big reason why she doesn't want to do that, right? And like you said, she's literally, her plan is like, well, I've been doing this for 10 years. Might as well fucking do this forever, right? Like, who gives a fuck? I'll just literally, I'll never have to get a job. My kids will never have to get a job, whatever, So worst place I've ever been. So here's the thing. It was licensed as a daycare with the town of Milford until February of 2019. And it was called the Hadassah House. I shit you not, the Hadassah House. The reviews are fantastic. For instance, worst place I've ever been at. I don't recommend this place at all. Well, that's not good. The Yelp reviews aren't any better. What did the Yelp review say?
Yeah.
Horrible daycare center.
She told one broad was like, yeah, she took my kid to fucking Boston without saying nothing.
Yeah, kind of just dropped my. She had her teenage kids watch my kid. Like, imagine that you bring your kid to daycare. It's like, yeah, my fucking 16-year-old's gonna watch him for a little bit, and then he's gonna fuck one of the residents too. So don't mind him. Anyway.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, dude. He's a creepy little fucker.
I know he is, man. Very creepy.
Hobo banging little piece of shit.
Yeah. So, anyway,
fuck.
Other residents have talked to us about this, and they're saying, like, they've told us horror stories. Read the blog, you'll see some of them. It's pretty crazy, some of the shit that's been going on. So the daycare thing didn't work out. Obviously, that was just a front. And here's TJ Maxx. This is where the cash money's at, the private donations, right? She gets some money from the residents, but this is what really fucking keeps it going, is cash money. Look at that smile. She's like, cash money. And there's another woman from TJ Maxx giving her money. What else do we have here? Oh, she claims that Tom Brady helped her renovate. By the way, I did not know this, Brett. This was my mistake. There's an actual guy. There's an actual guy in Milford named Tom Brady who does renovations and shit.
Right.
Yeah, so that there actually was. But I think we all knew she was trying to act like something different was going on there. It looks nothing like the actual house, like the pictures she has there. Nothing like it whatsoever. So anyway, what else do we have here for scams?
Pictures of her paint. No, look at them. You said this in the blogs. Yeah, the beds. There's these metal ones.
Yep.
And then boom.
Yeah.
Fucking the IKEA Auschwitz fucking version, the fucking wooden ones. Oh yeah, there's her painting with a broken leg or some stupid.
Hey, hold on one sec. You're in charge, Brett. I'll be right back. Hold on. You're in charge.
All right. Yeah. Go play with the semen demons. You gone? Good. Now listen, motherfuckers. No, I'm not going to keep going with the story, but if you guys got any questions on the other dumb shit. But I will say this, that fucking kid, the son, is creepy as fuck. I can't say guarantee, and this is my opinion, not Turtle Boy Sports, but he might still be breastfeeding from mom. Or even fucking it. But if he's watching little kids at 16 years old at a daycare, and then he's sneaking downstairs from the second floor to fuck hobos. He admitted he was fucking hobos. We already know that, right? He says one, other people say two. Who cares? And who the fuck is going around banging fucking hobos? Like, even a creepy dude can go out to a bar and get a last call girl, throw a few beers down her throat, maybe a mixed drink at about 1:30. Boom, you got a bent over fucking behind a dumpster hitting her in the fat box. But nah, this kid doesn't like leaving the house at all, so he just creeps downstairs and bangs a bum. Like, not an ass, a for real bum. That ain't right. It's not right. How you think he's doing? That kid's all crying and shit. I didn't hear him over the headset, so can't be too bad. He said, "You're in charge, Brett." Gone. I don't know. I don't like that kid. I don't like how the daughter's still around. So two adults living rent-free, supposedly taking care of hobos, but one's fucking deep-dicking them, and the other one's getting haircuts in line in front of them. So I don't fucking know. That's the thing about these stories. It's a horrible thing. Like, you're a legit horrible person.
Oh, yeah.
I really like the ones that just, well,
I'm back.
You back?
It was the big one. I woke up the big one, so she's easy to get down. Anyway, so where were we at here? So we got this freaking, there she is there, always kind of stressing this whole, like, I'm working through an injury thing. I'm like this brave warrior, like all this shit. Anyway, there's this guy, Tony Chinese, who's like and I feel bad that these people's names are dragged into this because they're victims here, clearly. They're victims of fraud, right? They thought they were giving us something nice. And Tony Chinese was the sponsor for Vladimir. He's involved in this group called the Montgomery Lodge, the Masons. And he organized all these people, to get together and, donate to them. And he's donated a lot of money personally, right? He was willing to give $1,000 a year to this organization, like all this shit. Like, I mean, that's the fucked up part about this is like her thing brought this community together and brought out the best in the community. Like all these people that didn't even know each other all just came forward and like wanted to help. And to me, that says a lot about the people of Milford, no?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, she's real good at manipulating.
Yeah. So, brings all these people together. And, they have all these fundraisers, and they got a dryer donated to them by Frank's Appliances. Turns out that dryer allegedly is in her house. I don't know because she wouldn't let me see the basement. So we'll never know. But that's what people have told me who have, knowledge of the situation. And the worst part of it is, so this guy, Tony Chinese, has done all this freaking fundraising for them, right? And I asked her about, I'm like, what about Tony Chinese? And she just looks at me and she goes, he's a bad man. That's all she said. He's a bad man. He told all these women who are coming after me that I am a Trump supporter. And they all are attacking me because of that. And because I supported the police chief, O'Loughlin, they're all coming after me. Okay, first of all, we wrote about the police chief a couple months ago. That guy really did get railroaded. Almost everyone in town supports the police chief. So I highly doubt these people don't like her because of that. Right? They probably all support the police chief too. Secondly, the women that I spoke with about this, like I don't know their politics. I didn't ask. But when Brett, when someone's like really anti-Trump, you know it, right?
Yeah, it's just more made up bullshit.
Right.
Like those people probably don't like you anymore because they caught on.
Right.
What's that? Was it P.T. Barnum or some famous fuck? So you can fool some of the people some of the time, or whatever the fuck the saying is. Mm-hmm. Eventually, people with half a brain are going to see through your bullshit.
Yep.
And at first, he's the best thing since sliced bread when he's doing for you. Mm-hmm. Then all of a sudden, he got hip to you, and now he's a piece of shit.
Yep. That's it.
Fuck out of here with that bullshit.
I just love this picture because it's
self-serving, narcissistic little control freak.
It literally says here,
shut up.
Democratic activists. Trump, I'd just like to remind everyone, is a Republican. So if you are a Democratic activist and you are also claiming to be under attack because you are a Trump supporter, you are a fucking liar. That's all I'm saying. You are a fucking liar. Everything about this woman is a lie. So, the Tony Chinese stuff is in there, and now she's gotten state reps and stuff involved. And I know I've had my differences with state rep Brian Murray before. I think I've blogged about him. Maybe somebody has. Definitely not a fan of his politics. But they also have a Republican state rep, state senator, Ryan Fatman, and both of them have given awards to like the girl. Here's the Girl Scouts. They had some service project that made freaking aprons for them, right? And they're all proud of it. This is all for the Gannon Rivka Center. All of it, right? And Murray himself has donated $1,000 freaking dollars to this, $1,000, and he probably feels like an idiot now, right? And hopefully we use some state power now to like look into them. So that's part 4. Now part 5 gets into, and this is the final one we've done so far. That gets more into what did this one talk about? Other ways that she scammed people, like for instance. I mean, this is so fucked up. So you have Panera Bread donating. That's wonderful. All these other people donating. And then you have, what else we got here? All right, so let's talk about the yard sale. So all these people, regular folk just donate like, clothing and shit like that people need. Because she's always saying, we need this, we need that, we need that. People go down there and give it. The problem is they really don't need much in there. Like I've been in there. There's only so much room. And so she just gets bags of this shit, Brett. And then what does she do with it?
Doesn't it go to the Punishment Cafe's side gig there and just fucking end up in the store or no?
Yeah.
Oh, yard sales.
The shit that doesn't go to the yard sale, for sure. Yeah.
Where it all goes.
Or else other shit just other stuff just sits outside and rots. There's people complaining that like they donated shit and then there's just bags outside just getting rained on. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Right? So anyway, people are pissed about this. And they also have this yard sale. Now, Brett, I don't know about you. I don't really have a problem with the concept of the yard sale. if it was like, if all donations, if all money made off, if you donate shit to a shelter, right? You can't expect them to use everything. So if they then go and sell it, like the Salvation Army does, they sell fucking donated clothing, right?
Absolutely.
But it's okay because you know that money is going back into the charity. With her, the problem is the bookkeeping is all together. She claims that the restaurant pays for the freaking shelter, but it's really vice versa. The money comes from the shelter, from donations and rent. And then that money goes and pays for rent in the freaking Karma Cafe because God knows they don't make any money. So that's all just a big fucking lie, right? And
there's no way that makes money, the Punishment Cafe. There's no fucking... I wish we had someone that was out of work for a bit of something that could sit across the street and just see if anyone goes in there. Ever.
I know. I would like to meet somebody that went and had a meal.
Who the fuck is going in there for lunch, man? You gotta be real depressed to go in there for lunch.
Can we get a turtle to go undercover?
I'm such a piece of shit. I'm gonna go have a salad and stare at the wall and hope this train doesn't fall on my head.
The thing about Milford is, Brett, it's like chain.
You gotta be sad.
Milford's like an Auburn, right? It's like a chain restaurant capital of America. Like they got friggin' everything in Milford, you know, because it's right on 495. They got multiple exits, which means there's gonna be a 99. There's gonna be fucking everything there. So you're right. Why the fuck would anybody go to the Karma fucking Cafe?
Yeah.
Do they
Unless you're just real fucking sad, man.
Like,
you just don't feel good about yourself.
Do they even take credit card there? Like,
no.
You know, like, would you feel comfortable, like, giving this woman your fucking credit card? Because I sure as hell wouldn't.
No, absolutely.
So, again, I don't have a problem with the fact that they're selling donated goods. I have a problem with there's no fucking money trail whatsoever. Like, everything just goes in this fund and then fucking she's going to the liquor store. It's like, that I have a big problem with. That, to me, is really problematic, right? So, anyway, yeah. Oh, come on, flip a computer. Take it forever to get going here. I'll just go to this.
Now I want to open a place that's actually to bring people you're mad at. Punishment Cafe.
The Punishment
Breakfast Buffet.
Yeah.
Where they just whip the food on your plate and say, "Now go fucking sit over there and think about what you did."
Yeah.
And they just go face the wall.
Yeah. Go think about the Punishment Cafe. Let me see if I could pull it up here.
Eat your runny fucking eggs.
All right, I'll pull it up on my phone since the computer's taking so long. Other parts that I missed in this, because I've hit most of it. Let me see here. All right, so you got all the giving shit away. It's fucking sad I have to do this, huh? All the shit that donated. You guys have read most of this already. And other people are complaining.
That lady that donated a bunch of shit, brought it, put it on the porch for her, and she was so thankful. And then she drives back like 4 or 5 fucking weeks later.
Yep.
And her bags were still on the fucking porch.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Oh, I missed the most important part, Brett. The fucking daughter, Cassandra, she enters this story now because her Facebook page, which hasn't been touched because this chick's obviously fucking tapped and doesn't give a fuck whatsoever. Her page is like literally dedicated to selling donated shit. Like just all this fucking shit, like on Let Go. One of the things was weird. It was a watermelon keg tap. Who the fuck donates a watermelon keg tap to a fucking homeless shelter? That's what I want to know. Who's that guy? But I'm talking like
vegans want to party, bro.
Like there's fucking people that donated cars. Like they accept cars and shit. And in the background of one of them, there's just literally fucking like piles of furniture there. Like that just are no use. She's part of Brett. If she needs furniture, which she's asked for before. We found out she's a member of a cooperative, right? That takes in frickin' that literally like they can just call them up and get free furniture from them. But whatever, fuck it, you know. So that you got that going on. You got all this other donated shit outside. What else do we have here? Oh, the daughter. We saw the messages with the daughter was lying about like having a kid when asked about like where the shit came from. Like, why are you selling kids sheets? She's like, oh, well, you know, I'm moving out of my ex's house. It's like, bitch, you've been living at the Game Roof Casino since the beginning of time.
Yeah,
stop it.
Yeah.
You also have this these local salons that have had, you know, come on down and get, like, we'll give, you know, spend $50. Money goes to the Game Rivka Center and free haircuts for residents. Guess what, Brett? On one of those events,
who's first in
there's a
fucking line?
Yeah, you see your daughter there? Right? That's like literally the picture on there is her daughter getting a fucking free haircut. That is unbelievable. But it gets worse. we found out afterwards, Brett, that guess how many haircuts she gave?
2.
Close. 3. She gave 3 fucking haircuts. To Hadassah, to Hadassah's daughter, and Hadassah's friend who was standing next to her in that picture. I shit you not.
Get the fuck.
Yeah.
They didn't even chop the $800 woman?
Nothing.
They didn't even fucking
Nope. They couldn't even give her. Oh, she's back home being a slave. She's chained up. She couldn't get out.
That's rugged. You got to treat your veal hobos better than that.
I know, exactly. You got to treat your
Hose them down.
Hobo abuse.
That's probably that fucking shipwreck playground is their tub.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, just hose her off right quick. Go feed the chickens in the garage and get the fuck back in the house, you little mutant.
Oh, man, we got
30%.
so much shit in parts 6 and 7, man. We found out this chick was running an illegal petting zoo in Florida in 2003. She got in trouble for that. Oh, there's more shit coming out. It's going to get wilder, I promise you. No, I'm not kidding you, man. We haven't gotten some of the best shit. The Montgomery Lodge.
Dude, she liked the petting zoo thing and said, you know what's even better than a petting zoo? A people's zoo. And they'll pay me.
I know. Yeah,
that's what I'm telling you.
That's coming next.
This veal hobo angle.
Come touch
that's
the right.
That's the fuck she's doing.
Come pat the residents. Anyway, there he is. The Montgomery Lodge has been very generous. You know, Vladimir won a cook-off there, probably won it out of pity, and he gets a donation out of there. She raised money, Brett, for a ramp. This is the fucked up part, the ramp. She says that the Boston Children's Hospital is sending out their resident in a wheelchair. Well, first of all, why are you on their Rolodex of like shelters to call? I find that hard to believe. Secondly, if they were really sending you someone in a wheelchair, don't you think they would check to make sure you have a ramp first?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're supposed to take her word for it.
Maybe didn't she say she already had one wheelchair resident?
Already had one. She's collecting them now.
And now that the second one's importing from Boston.
Yes.
Now she needs a ramp.
Yes. So God knows how that other kid, he just... The power of Christ compelled him, and he got out of his wheelchair.
Thrown up into the second floor crib all day. That's what the fuck
happens
to that kid. But you can't go outside.
Yeah.
Bottoms up.
Yeah.
Keep them up at fucking the top crib.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, you got all this shit going on, and it all kind of starts going downhill when we find out when these women start getting involved. So these do-gooders come in, and they're like, yeah, we'll help out you. We've heard you're in trouble, this and that. We'll definitely help you out. And one of the women was really good at like nonprofit management, especially like the accounting aspects of it, right? Getting your books in order, because this is not easy. It's complicated. She's like, and she looks at the books and she sees what I saw. It's like all this fucking stupid spending on stupid shit and money, you know. And first thing she's like, okay, we need new accounts. We have to have separate accounts for the business and this. Okay, that's one thing. It can't all be the same money. And they're like, okay, we're gonna have a freaking fundraiser for you, right? And we're gonna have like this pizza party fundraiser, and we're gonna do all this shit. And so they raise all this money, and they have this GoFundMe or whatever. And what does she spend the fucking money on, Brett? A freaking teach your kid how to farm day. She buys a bunch of, like, she gets Lowe's to donate a bunch of, like, soil and shit, and then she buys, like, 30 freaking kiddie pools with the money, and a bunch of rich kids show up. Like, no poor kids showed up. Everyone's telling me that. Like, everybody, they all came in their Land Rovers, and they all freaking learn how to make a freaking a garden out of a pool. And that's when these people started to realize, I've read their emails, and they're like, the fuck's going on here? Like, this is what we raised all this money for this shit? I thought their utilities were getting turned off. And that's what I'm talking about, is this woman is obsessed with, like, being in charge of everything. She likes to do stupid shit with money, right? She has no business being around money. And she didn't like other people getting involved when they told her what to do. She liked these people when they were raising money for her, right? She likes Tony Chinese because he's a well-respected guy in the community. And she's like, ooh, I can use this guy. This guy can bring me cash money. But I don't want to tell me how to spend the money. I'm going to spend the money on and I want to spend it on fucking trains and freaking gardens, or, pool gardens and stupid shit.
Fucking pools.
Yeah.
Chicken farms.
Yeah. And
cigarettes for the residents.
Yeah. Apparently. I mean, these women did it up right. They had like meetings and they freaking documented everything. Like, this is how a nonprofit is supposed to be run. And they saw this farm shit and they're like, okay, this is. What the fuck's going on here? And so then they start, like, books are fucked up, and they start questioning her, right? And they have this meeting that goes to fucking hell. because alcohol is involved. A couple of them are drunk, and next thing you know, Hadassah is like accusing all of them of conspiring against her and bullying because they want her to like get her shit together. And she's like, these women are bullying me, and these women have raised. They showed me all the documents, $4,000 within a couple months, $4,000, and Hadassah just fucking blows it. They have screenshots.
That was a common thing. That was a common thing when you were on tape with her, was her saying that you were bullying her.
Right,
and the people that other people are now bullying her and her kids, and bully.
That's her thing. That's her thing, man. I made her kid cry. He's upstairs sobbing. All this shit.
Oh.
Yeah, emailed, so they have all this evidence that this woman has been, spending this money inappropriately, and then she, like, starts accusing them of shit, and here's the real capper. She tells me, she's like, I have proof, Aiden, that, these women are coming after me for no reason. I'm like, hey, cool, send it. She sends me this fucking letter. Did you read this letter, by any chance? It was long.
Sure. No, I don't think I did.
Yeah, so she writes this fucking letter, and she claims that it came from an anonymous source, and then she said it was Vladimir. This was not written by Vladimir because he barely speaks a lick of English, right? And it makes these women seem like these evil, manipulative, drunken liberals that are just attacking her, right? Hadassah was asked for documentation, bank statements, and personal accounts of recent bills. She gathered all the documents she was asked. The women also asked her to give them access to her Facebook pages, which she did immediately. Like, oh yeah, Hadassah's fucking great, and she's like, and then she says that this woman called her a white, drunk piece of shit. Like all this stuff. She makes these women seem like villains, and she makes herself seem like this fucking hero that came in there and like saved the fucking day. Read the letter sometime. It's fucking wild. It's like, obviously, you wrote this, Hadassah. Like, we're not fucking stupid. And that was literally the evidence she gave me. I can't believe, Bret, that she invited me down there. Like, that's the part that's so wild to me, was that, like, she knows when she opens those books up that I'm going to see exactly what I'm going to see, right? She must have thought that I was, like, a fucking idiot, right? Like, oh, I'll come down here, and I'll just explain my books to him, and then that'll be the end of it. And then I did.
Well, she did though. That's exactly what she thought. That she could steer you. Remember, she was like, "Hey, look at these deposits."
Yep.
And you're like, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that." She thought she could control it, and when she realized she couldn't, she ended it. Right? Yep. Like it was over.
Oh yeah, she flipped out.
Or did you get to see everything?
No, I only saw a couple months. I didn't even see some of the newer shit. Right. So this is all.
You see what I mean? That was when she couldn't control you.
Wild. So anyway, why don't we go do this now before my crotch fruits wake up again? Why don't we go? Any questions you guys have about this? So obviously this show tonight was dedicated. We'll call it Hadassah Live because it's a pretty big story this week, and we got some more juicy. I'm telling you guys haven't even seen the best parts yet, the craziest parts. Any questions you guys want to ask them now? Because I haven't really been paying attention to the stream much because I've been so into this.
I just texted Bristol. And I said, I want another shirt that says Punishment Cafe. Eat your salad, face the wall, and shut the fuck up.
Punishment Cafe. I know, we should get that.
So that'll be available
the Punishment
the next
Cafe.
few days at the Turtle Boy web store. Yeah. Where you can find all kinds of nice shirts, sweatshirts, and other apparel for all your Turtle Boy needs.
So people are asking me, did you give her a signed book before you left? No, I didn't get the chance. Did she smell like alcohol? No. I mean, it was kind of early. It was 10 o'clock when I was there. But if Unc was bullying, what would she call it if Papa Bret was there?
Dude, no. See, I don't got the tolerance. These guys can... Unc's good at that. Confrontational, yet... Like, you can't really get mad at him because he does ask you shit. Bristol's good at manipulating people and getting what she wants.
Not you.
I'm too straightforward with this bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I go in and say, so what's going on? This place smells like a fucking toilet. What the fuck? I'd last 2 minutes. I don't have the self-control they do.
The smell of the shelter, Bret. I've never smelled anything that bad. All the fucking animals are in there. And by the way, I think she's running a petting zoo. I'm not even kidding with that. All the fuck... I cannot believe anyone can live like that. It's fucking terrible. Anyway, so that's the smell. Does she traffic children? Not to my knowledge.
Laura said I should do a recorded ad on YouTube for the
How many marriages?
Shirt store. I might actually do that tomorrow.
Yeah. How many marriages?
An ad and I'll send it to you.
I don't. At least 3, maybe 4. I can't even keep track. Thank you, Andrew. You've done a great job sewing this together. But I think you have her pegged. I mean, yeah, like I'll never sew the whole thing together because we find more shit every day. You know, how awkward was Vlad being when you were there? I mean, very. I mean, I felt he was an abused man, right? And unlike freaking Metro, he can't leave unless because
he doesn't have that.
Because the thing about Metro is he has a house, like he owns property, he has a job, like he's an American. Right? This fucking dude has nothing. Like, he's fucked if she leaves him. So he literally has to deal with the abuse. Let's see. Did Fat Man or Walsh ever show up to your GRC? To my GRC? I don't know. Fat Man, he hasn't gotten back to me in a while. I'm going to message him again. Walsh, he has not gotten back to me. He said he went to the house. I'm going to follow up with him, too. Did you find out why she was at court the other day? No, I mean, she could have been in court for a number of reasons. But if you would like to donate, guys, we could graciously appreciate some donations. So here's the thing. I don't know if you guys noticed, the fucking store is down. I'm like furious at my web developer, right? Store has been down for like 2 weeks. You can't buy shit in the store. It's fucking, you can't get the ad free, right? It's stressing me out like you can't fucking imagine. And so I would, if you'd like to help donate, the South Coast Today just published an article. Go on their Facebook page and see it about one of the lawsuits that I'm involved in, and see how I'm painting.
I watched that video.
Yeah, and I'm not. My lawyer has advised me not to talk about that, Brett. But I have a lot of strong opinions about that.
Yeah, but I got some shit to say about it.
You guys can go on their page.
I don't want to get you in trouble.
You guys can go on the South Coast Today page and say whatever the hell you want. I'm not going to because my lawyer has advised me not to. And my whole thing with this is I'm trying to beat the case, right? And whatever it takes to beat it, etc. So anyway, we'll get into that.
And listen, wait, just real quick.
What?
Please, no one pull a fucking pound my bottom and try to go above and beyond to impress anyone or nothing like that. Actually, don't even fucking listen to him with this. Leave that fucking video the fuck alone. Just leave it alone because I've already watched it. A bunch of easily disproven shit, and just don't give him the fucking ammunition. These little fucking parasites are just gonna suck after you come, and there's nothing fucking left. So don't say dick on it. You go watch it. Don't say a fucking word, please. It's a favor to me, and just leave it the fuck alone. All right, my bad.
Nah, it's all good, man. I love the rants.
I never go against it like that, but just leave it the fuck alone.
How much of her income do you think she's reporting? Who knows? That's a good question. Who knows? Did Vlad try getting tough with you, or did he keep 100% quiet? Vlad spoke when spoken to. He knew when it was his turn to talk and when it wasn't. He was like, literally, I felt uncomfortable being around him. When someone dies there, how many people go down? I have no idea. Oh, if somebody dies there. Oof, that's a good question. I mean, they can't say they didn't know it now. I'll tell you that much. Let's see. Chris says, I'm ad-free. Is my payment not going through? If so, check your bank accounts. You know, if it's been like 12 days we've had no store. So I've gotten no ad-free repayments. So I don't know what's going on with that. My friend on the MILF. Oh, somebody wrote me a poem. That guy. So she has one defender named Dennis King, but he's like an old crazy guy, so I don't pay much attention to him. Alan, who is your web server provider? That is the work I do. So I had no problem with my hosting service, which was WP Engine, right? They're a little expensive, WP Engine, but they have great customer service. And then my web developer, who's made my app, he's made the store and shit like that, he's like, okay, I can host you for less. Like, okay, I have a server. Okay, great. And I went there and I switched it over like 2 weeks ago. And I don't know if you guys noticed, the site's all fucked up. Like, weird color schemes are going on. The email prompts not there. Something's wrong. The fucking store's not working. And I'm like, okay. I gave him like a week to fix it. He couldn't fix it. So then I'm like, okay, I'm going back to WP Engine, dude. I need to go back there. And now I'm back there and there's no fucking... So it's a pain in the ass. I'll get it back eventually. But it's like fucking costing me money. Yeah. It's like a real pain in the ass. And like I got stiff too. The fucking Beard Justice LLC guy, he never paid, Brett. Yeah, he never fucking paid. So feel free to go to Beard Justice LLC and call out that fucking deadbeat. Yeah. What's up?
Yeah. That one. So he just fucking pulled you. Got the advertising and never did shit.
Yeah, Eric, the sales guy, brings him in. He hasn't sold anything else, by the way. And this is what I mean. So many people are like, I want to help. I want to do this. I want to do that. And they're like, okay, I'll be your sales guy. Do this. They don't fucking sell shit. It's like, then you're not a fucking sales guy, And it's like, I'm so sick of wasting my time meeting with people who don't fucking help. It happens all the time. And every time we kind of put a thing out, like we need help doing this, we need help doing that, a lot of people come forward and they're like, we'll help you, and I'll talk to them. And then it's like nothing fucking comes of it. You know what I mean? So I'm interested in real help. When you come to me and you tell me you can help and then you can't help, what you've done right there is steal valuable time from me. Now you've actually hurt the blog more than help it, okay? So if you are not serious about fucking helping, please do not tell me you can help.
Stay the fuck quiet.
Just shut the fuck up. It's fine. I have no problem if you can't help, right? But when I despise people who come to me and they're like, we can help you out, and then I waste my time speaking with them, and then they don't fucking help, and I don't get that time back, right? So don't waste my time. You're like actively working against the blog if you do that. So anyway, what? Any other questions you guys have? How's your shoulder? I got a cortisone shot, so the shoulder is. I can't shoot a free throw yet, good. But I can like shampoo and do shit, so that's good. Anyway,
do shit.
Do shit, yeah.
Brett, open your DMs. All right, so the show's about over. I'll do it after the show.
Yeah.
If it ain't fixed in a few days, I'll email you. And so the website will get fixed. And instead of, say, wasting time, bugging them, saying you can do something that you really can't do and have no experience doing, buy a shirt. If you don't want the ad-free, which I don't see why you wouldn't, but say that's not your thing.
I agree, Brett, but here's the problem.
Buy a shirt for someone. Everyone's got birthdays.
Right, the store's not open. They can't buy a shirt.
No, I said when the website's
when it's back up. Right. Oh, my bad. Correct. Yeah, I mean...
You know what I mean? That's how you can support quietly, and I'm sure you post a picture, send fucking Clarence or whatever page Unk's on a picture of you wearing your turtle shit. That'll get you noticed. You don't got to go talk shit on a post or on a website or a video or anything. That's buy a fucking shirt or a coffee cup or whatever the fuck and help instead of hurt. That's all.
Yeah. All right. People are saying, what do you think of Don? What did Don Lemon get accused of? I don't even know. I haven't been following. Good question.
Don Lemon. Another meat.
What?
Stick up in 1978.
Yeah. Somebody says I asked a question about Kyle Kennedy. I didn't see it, so if you got it, ask it.
Sexual assault. Yeah, Don Lemon got me too, I guess.
By a guy?
What's the Kyle Kennedy question?
I don't know.
I don't know. Don Lemon diddled himself.
Well, Don Lemon's gay, right? So if he gets me too, it's gonna be by a dude, right?
Him too? Does that be him too? Pounded him too?
Him too, yeah. All right.
Uncle, like he's broadcasted from his drapes. Yeah, I didn't even notice that till now. You're indoors.
Yeah, I'm indoors. Yeah, I got to keep in case the crotch roots get up, All right, guys. I should probably call it a night and go make sure they're okay and everything. But thanks for coming on, folks. Brett, thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us.
Anytime. I love this shit. And you guys are awesome. Thanks for sticking with us. And the website thing will be figured out soon. And we'll see you tomorrow, cocksuckers.
All right. Peace, Totoritis.
Later.